it's funny that the sort of Rabfank sort of says, Ralph set up PA lols, right? As if there's actually there is a video made by Veli's brother, COE, where Ralph actually stands up and makes this declaration that he's starting a new party.
Sorry, guys, I'm back.
Okay, well, there is a video where he actually says there is this new party that we've set up, and it's called PA, and and for all intents and purposes, it seems as if he is the creator of this.
He
new
wrote
party.
the manifesto. He literally wrote the manifesto.
Did he?
That's what he said.
I'm not sure if he actually wrote it or whether he blagged it, whether he went and said to them, look, I'll go out and promote it and I'll do this and I'll...
Ralph behaves the way he does because he was thrown out of his own gig.
Well, even if he was, he deserves to be because he's an arsehole. So, I mean, all of them...
He's Indian and he wrote this manifesto thinking...
Well, that shows how fucked up in the head he is then. And I thought you said that he was just playing and it was all for fun. Who sits and writes a manifesto if it's all for fun?
Sorry, manifesto is probably the wrong word to use. But he had this plan. He wrote it out, right? And then he got thrown out of his own idea. And that's why he went straight. Look at it. It's not rocket science. He went straight to the Muslims. Listen, you've got Rashma Akhtar in the chats, right? What did Ralph do to Rashma Akhtar?
He threatened to shoot her in the head, but anyway, that's beside the point.
No, she's his biggest fan.
Well, we know that because he's convinced her that and he's right in that extreme Islam is on the right. He's quite correct there. But at the end of the day, I don't think she understands fully what she's doing. And if she does, then I would say she's an extremist. But that's beside the point. It's beside the point. Ralph did not write that manifesto. I don't care what he's told you. Ralph's a blagger and a liar. There's no way that Ralph... He might have been part of it. He might have been involved in adding stuff to it or promoting it or whatever. But there's no way
and that's what I'm saying. He may not have written the manifesto for it, but you played a massive part in it.
I find that hard to believe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of this, and this is pure speculation from me. So I might be talking complete nonsense. However,
Ned, he was the spokesman.
Please, just let me land. Please let me land. Right. Okay. Right. The thing is that Mark Collett is a very, very... He is the leader. It seems that he likes to think of himself as the leader. Right, and it seems that he will brook very little discussion. There, that PA organization. It doesn't have members. It just has two members, two full-time officials. Mark Collett and his number two, that lady whose name I can't remember. She's who sells tea. And the thing is that he is the fountainhead of all of that. I find it very difficult to believe that he would allow anyone else to write a manifesto for him. Sorry, please finish.
Actually,
I have to say again, I don't think it's a manifesto, but it's theology.
Actually, there's about 2,000, probably plus, maybe up to 4,000 followers. Actually, there was at one time to do a PA,
but not members. You couldn't.
They might not be members, but they were registered somewhere, and we know this because there was people that spoke of people that were part of them, and how many there was. Yeah.
Well, but that guy. God, I can't think of his name, but he had like fuzzy hair. He was a DJ down in the West Country somewhere. I can't think of his name, but
black guy with fuzzy hair.
No, white guy, fuzzy. No, he's a white guy with big fuzzy hair. I can't think of his name. He's a sort of DJ guy, but he was a leading light in that movement when it first started, and he was actually saying that he'd been a very active member in it. It didn't have any membership. There weren't any sort of regional officers as far as
Well, yeah, there is, because that's what James Goddard is now.
well, he's actually claiming.
And he's I think he's the North East regional officer for PA.
Is that official? Is that official? Because one of the things. Oh right, okay. Unwashed. That's the guy. It is Unwashed. Yeah, that's the fella. Yeah, Unwashed was.
But Ned, do you not think that Ralph could have been used to write out the program for this PA party, right? And then when questioned, because of his, he loves the limelight, right? He became the face of it at some stage, and then people questioned it, and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, this guy's an Indian," and then, they dropped him. That's why he ran straight to all these other people, Muslims, all these other people, straight away. Do you not see how it happened?
Well, it may be. I don't know. I'm not associated with that party or in any way. I don't know. But I'm just a complete outsider.
He put out a PA
I understand.
Say,
but I understand. I understand. Please let me finish. You've made a point. I'm just trying to answer your original point.
Go on.
He's actually the thing is that it's my understanding that Laura Towler and Mark Collett actually run this thing right from the centre. Unwashed was claiming that for a very, very long time there was no one else, and that in that void anybody could jump up and claim that they were PA, and they could say anything that they actually wanted, and claiming that they were PA when they weren't, and it was absolute chaotic situation. So PA could be anything that anybody wanted to say it was at that particular point, right?
Okay, Ralph is in the chats. He can come on. He can explain for himself.
I don't think he will. Actually, I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either, because he knows that that's the truth. They used it. And he's
no.
I think in Web Funk, I won't bother talking to him. I don't know what you're doing, Web Funk, to be honest. I don't know what you're doing.
PA was a shit show from the start. It wasn't going anywhere, and it won't go anywhere. And anybody anyone with any sense could have told you that from day one. It was a complete shit show.
100%.
Right, and
that's what I'm saying. It got a bit of following.
It wasn't a political organization. It may have had people that were attracted towards it, but it didn't have a membership organization. It was just two people.
But look at the way he's behaving.
For a very long
this
time.
Was his brainchild.
No, it wasn't. Listen, I think the thing is I think the thing is you're talking about it. I believe that you're in South Africa, right? I'm not sure that you're on the ground.
Actually.
Oh right, okay. Well, I might be wrong, but I don't think that you have.
Hey, morning. I can clear these things up. Yeah. Hey, morning.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, I'm going live in 10 minutes. But yeah, no, absolutely. What I was doing, and it was very clear, it was all explained very precisely on the James Delingpole show, was what we call in the NRX gram skin infiltration, which is to enter each organization and then understand their structures, their people, their roles, their models, and their exit.
Here you go. You see
and
what
I did
I
that
mean?
for all 6 finishing. So there was never anything, was you kicked out of PA? No, I was never part of, never was going to. I belong to the NRX. I don't belong to any movement. We're now currently doing the same thing on the left wing, including the Momentum group, using different IDs. So we do a thing called gram skinning. So any theories that go, Ralph changed, he was kicked out of PA, nonsense. I was never intended to know what I ever going to be part of it. And the whole Delingpole thing is explained really carefully. Now, I have the largest database of the people on the right. I have 8,700 IDs of people, larger than Hope Not Hate, for example. So the purpose was to understand that so we can do our version of what we need to do, which has nothing to do with PA, ethnicity. It's as simple as that, nothing more complicated. Explained quite in detail in the Delingpole show. Right? The only question is who found out when. Lister found out first. And people like Liam and all try to follow around, going, "I get the brown guy out," but I was never part of any of that. I've only ever belonged to one group. a group that's very
There you go.
closed. Yeah,
There
it
you
doesn't
go.
invite anyone else. It's not a public group. We don't have a public front face. No one's invited.
What do you mean there?
You can't join.
You
Huh?
said he wrote the manifesto. You said it was his own group.
Oh, I've had to say all sorts of things with Danny Tomo, the movements. I've had to say whatever is necessary as part of
I'm
the
talking
infiltration.
about Webpunk.
Oh, no, I didn't write anything of the PM.
No, Jupiter, listen to what he's saying and understand exactly what he's saying.
No. Precisely. I belong to the neo-reactionary movement. And we have techniques called Gramscian infiltration, which is precisely what I'm doing across the right. And I'm telling you the truth, right now, we're doing it right now this morning. We're doing it to all the left-wing movements. We're doing it particularly to Momentum, because our job is to accelerate both parties, right? So, oh, Ralph was kicked out of PA. That's a dumb analysis. I was never part of it. Ralph was kicked out of Tommy. I was never part of it. Ralph was kicked out of Forbridge. Never part of. I don't belong to your little groups. I mean,
that's his ego talking.
Right? So
He
saying,
was
oh,
kicked out.
Ralph is just because you found out when and where, right? But you're already behind the curve, right? So, simple
See,
as
here's
that.
the thing. Jupiter just mentioned acceleration. Does Jupiter know what acceleration actually is?
No.
I never mentioned acceleration. What are you fucking on about?
No. Okay. Ralph, you define it.
Acceleration is the NRX model that everything in the world is getting quicker. So if you measure human population growth, power consumption, internet usage, electricity, everything is getting quicker and quicker, including political change. And therefore, with that understanding of accelerationists want to hurry up that process for their own selfish interests. That's what
Okay, so where are you involved in this mantra when it comes to acceleration?
It's a tool for what we need to achieve. It's just a tool on my tool.
Who's we? Who's we?
The NRX.
It's you, right?
I told you 3 times. Why don't you listen, Webfunk?
All right,
the NRX have permeated twice now. We've been into the top seats of power. So we've entered number 10 and we've entered the White House. And we will enter again in the next electoral cycle.
Yeah, you got thrown out of both, though, just to be honest.
Correct. We enter and exit. The whole point, understand, we don't belong. We think of a virus and a host. We don't belong to the host we enter. We have no intention to belong into the host. It is not our objective to be conservative or ethno-nationalist or fascist or communist. We don't believe any of those ways are going to work. So we don't belong. We penetrate, enter, we do what we need to do, and then we exit, either when we're discovered or when we don't have a choice. And what we do is we transform and leave the change behind, right? So there's no the narrative, oh, Ralph found out, kicked out. This is just incorrect, because how could I be kicked out of something I never intended to join?
See what he just did there?
That's called telling the truth. So, yeah, exactly. Be in the chat, enter, replicate, infiltrate, get the data, move on, accelerate. Right? So right now we're doing it to 2 or 3 with very large, there are 4 very large streams on the left wing, on the channel. You know, there's 32 million YouTube channels, right? And we're heavily engaged with the left because we wish to accelerate them to break that pressure on Starmer and the Labour Party. Same principles. Yeah.
So what you're claiming is that you're working to accelerate the breakdown of society, the breakdown of Western civilization?
No, accelerate the conclusion that liberalism is not going to work and it's going to give, and we'd like to see a conservative vision once the breakdown happens. Not to break it down for breaking it down's sake. We're not nihilists. We're not destructionists or anarchists or anything like that. We want to accelerate the change so that the transformation happens.
Just off what you said, just off what you said, Ned, why has he cozied up to the Muslim factor?
Because it's part of the revolution. Don't you understand what he's doing?
I'm telling you what I'm doing.
I've always understood what he's doing. I always have. But do you
understand why he infiltrated the fucking Muslims? And for him,
now you understand that he infiltrated some.
Yes, of course he's an infiltrator. Everybody knows.
Called Gramscian infiltration after Gramsci, the communist writer who taught the left how to infiltrate liberal society. So everything you see in the progressive left is a product of Gramscian infiltration by the progressives since the 1950s. We are learning from that technique. It's very successful. And we appropriated the technique. So yeah, I was never an ethno-nationalist or fascist. I don't believe in things that don't work. Fascism doesn't work. Socialism doesn't work. Liberalism doesn't work. Why should I subscribe to things that don't work?
Nor
I
will
keep telling you
NRA.
what I am. I'm not lying.
Ned, when it comes to ego, ask Ralph what his
yeah.
end
You
goal
see,
is.
I'm sorry, gentlemen and ladies. I see somebody that sort of found himself went towards a toxic party, suddenly discovered that it was toxic, and then has been trying to clean off the toxic right ever since. I don't buy this NRX sort of. I'm surprised that Delingpole actually interviewed you. Right, I really did. But
Wait till you
you've been involved. You've been
see the
involved.
next two, Ned.
Oh well, okay,
Delingpole is
okay.
nothing.
Ned, you
Okay,
don't buy
okay,
it.
but
But guess what?
please just let me make a point. Just make me a point. The thing is I think that you discovered that you went into a party that was extremely toxic, and you've been trying to distance yourself from that ever since. And all this sort of, and you've always said that you're NRX, but I don't buy that this is all part of some master plan to actually, turn up, bring about some sort of NRX
I think that's
heaven, on earth.
I think you might think that there's no such thing behind it, but we work on it as every waking hour day. So even if we're delusioned, you would be you'd be ill-advised not to take us seriously. Read the Last Guardian article.
Ned,
that takes us
can you
seriously.
ask him who we and us
NRX
are?
definitely exist, Ned. They definitely exist.
Look, Jupiter, if
No,
they
it
exist,
doesn't,
why
dude.
are they
You gotta
wasting their time
understand
on a
this.
little penny halfpenny
He's
stream like
making
this?
it exist.
Right? Why are they? There's 81 people here. There are 60 million people in the country. Why are they wasting their time here?
The reasons for this, but do you remember the reasons I gave you last time, Ned? But I've given them to you twice already. I can do so again.
Well, no, yeah. You sort of claim that they have some kind of pull, that they have much
No.
more influence than I've
That's the
realised.
answer I gave you twice before. I gave you the answer. The only reason these channels and these people matter at all, and don't take it the wrong way, don't get upset. I don't care about you individually. The only thing that matters is you're connected to Speaker's Corner. You could be a completely different person, Ned, and I'd be speaking to you right now with no emotion. You're just a piece on the board connected to Speaker's Corner, just like the Momentum channels we're in right now are
Ask him
connected to
who we
Momentum.
and us are, and you'll get your answer.
Yeah, as Veli says,
It's
fuck
just
you, Ned.
him.
This is the place to be. Big up my Veli.
With a bit of apology.
Well, of course, that is exactly what Veli
Hashtag
would
blame
say,
Veli,
though,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, and he'd also then say buy crypto, wouldn't he? Yeah, but do
No,
your own diligence. Yeah, do your own research.
But see,
Speaker's
that's it.
Corner is where
That's
all
what
the
you think about me.
extremists
That's not
are.
what you think about
and
me.
it's
If you like,
where-
not so relevant. But
It's
I'm just
where
telling
all
you
the
what we're doing, right? You,
extremists
if
are.
you want to
Come
do
on, one
something,
at a
you
time.
don't
One at a
care.
time, please. Please.
So I'm
one
saying
at a
it
time.
doesn't matter if you don't like me. It doesn't matter if you care what you think. If you try to psychoanalyze, I'm just telling you what's actually happening. You can not care.
And he's
just go
telling the
about your
truth.
day.
He doesn't care.
Or you can care like
He
Lister
really
cares and do
doesn't
something
care.
about it. Or not. But it won't stop what we're doing.
But I think you love it when Lister comes out with that. I watch Phil.
He's
Lister's
such a
thing.
cat. He's such a blessing. He's such
He's
a
a
cat.
wonderful man. He's a legend. And God bless
he's a gift from
Lester.
heaven, man. He's a gift from
He is.
heaven,
He is
right?
a gift that keeps on giving. But I don't buy any of the bullshit that he's fucking selling. I like the man a lot. Everybody likes
Lister is
He's
harmless. He can't.
Yeah,
He
he's
just
a good
needed a
man.
little
Who-
warning.
who is
He
this
was getting
Lester?
a little too. He was
Who's
getting a
Lester?
little too ahead of himself, right? But so he had a little warning, and he's gone a bit quiet because all he had to do is 6 or 7 people following him for 18 hours, and that did the job there. But the point, nevertheless, is Dominic went in and out, and we now have the NRX number 10. Same with Trump, is lost to
Well, what
Biden.
happened, Numpty? So 6 people followed him and he got frightened. Wow.
Not followed him, Jupiter.
Sorry,
filmed
sorry.
him.
Who's Lester?
Filmed him for 12 hours continuously from different angles. 3 of them were caught by him before he figured out he was under surveillance.
If that's true.
Fascists beware. Webfunk. Fascists beware. That's his.
Accelerate Lister left. I keep offering
Oh,
this
right.
on olive branch and saying, look, if you really want your world way, join the left accelerationists. But he won't listen to me. So so what can I do? But no, so that's the story of the PA, the right. So we divided all the groups and we've left our people behind in each of them. We have our people embedded in PA, embedded in Tommy, embedded in the Sidnats. But we don't belong. So we can't be, oh, Ralph changed because he left PA now.
Not at all.
Oh,
Zero
what you,
emotion.
no, you are fucking with people's heads. You are messing with people's heads. You really are. You are playing with people.
I
This is
love this
all,
guy.
you're
See,
making this
and
up as you
people
go along.
follow it.
You've just actually
They
turned
follow
around
it.
and you said that the most toxic person in 10 Downing Street, Dominic Cummings, he's now actually actively tried to destroy the Boris Johnson and his administration.
You know what's happening there? There's
Right.
there's pressure within the cabinet because there's a big civil war in the rank and file for the Tory Shire counties. Basically, a true conservative Michael Gove and the global homo Boris. Yeah. So even outside, the battle continues for us, right? But believe me, the NRX are embedded in the civil service now, right? The small government agenda of the NRX will be implemented by Gove. You will see in the next 12, 24, 36 months, the cost of the civil service shrinking rapidly.
That's the we and us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's
So no, nothing, no personal, no
fucking
insult to
existence.
Jupiter. I no disrespect. I don't really, you guys are all just human chimps. You're chimp number 7, chimp number 8. It's not really.
Yeah, look, there's another thing though. You actually say you admit that we are evolved chimps. You're a Christian. How can you be a Christian and then say that we're all apes, right? How can you say that? Look, if
because
you can
biologically
actually, if you
you're descended from the great apes, Ned. You and I.
Yeah, but how can it be if I'm Jesus? If we're children of Jesus? How can the Bible be true if you
Do you
accept
believe
that?
God exists? Do you believe God exists, Ned?
He's going to play you, Ned. Be
No,
careful.
well, no, I mean, I'm an agnostic. If you can actually, if you can
Well
write my
thank you
name
for
in the
honest-
sky
Ned,
and
thank
a
you.
telephone
Sid.
number for me to
Come
talk
on,
to him.
Sid.
Ned, thank you for the honest answer. But my response, and I'm sure Rashmark in the chat, Salam Alaikum, Didi, will agree with me that people who believe in God, first of all, take questions from those that don't believe in God with a.
No, so you're not answering the question. You can't reconcile evolution with Christianity. You can't
Why not?
reconcile the two.
Why?
You can't.
Why not?
Stop it,
Why?
Ned. Ned, he's an atheist.
Why?
Well, he claims to be a Christian. You can't be a Christian and an
He
agnostic
claims to be a
and
Christian.
believe
Listen,
in
mate.
evolution. You
You
can't.
guys can both argue about between yourselves about my point of view. Do you believe you don't believe in God? Okay, so who believes in God here? Rashmark believes in God, right? Okay, we both believe that God is omnipotent. We believe God is all powerful. We believe God is capable of special revelation, general revelation, and interference. So if you look at the Vatican writings, both the Big Bang Theory and evolution is compatible with Vatican doctrine. So no incompatibility with evolution and Vatican doctrine. And I know Rashmark will do the same thing for the Hadiths and Quran. So I don't wake up going, "Oh, Jesus
amazing.
Christ! Here's a genetic transformation sequence of the following nucleotide. Therefore, God does not exist." The thought never enters my mind. So sorry, Ned.
No. Sorry, I'm just overpowered by the smell of snake oil. There's a bloody snake oil salesman round here somewhere.
I'm not telling you God, Ned.
Well, no.
You're denying
what you
God.
very
No,
often
just
do.
I'm not telling you God. What I'm doing is refuting your claim that evolution is incompatible with God.
And the way that you refute it is that you actually bamboozle me with fancy words and saying, it's in the encyclical of the Catholic Church, it's in the second encyclical of the Catholic Church, right?
Don't say that, please. I can do simple English. We believe God is all powerful. I won't use the fancy word like omnipotent. I use the English. God is all powerful. And because we believe God is all powerful, we who believe in God, because we believe God is all powerful, we believe that God can change anything he wishes whenever he wishes to. Simple as that, then. Including, for example, unfolding the Big Bang. Absolutely, there's nothing.
But why would? Okay. But why would he then write the Bible? Why would he write them? Why would he write the Bible?
His name forever, right?
Why would he write the Bible then, if that was the case? And why would he actually create other religions which caused one religion to kill the other?
This is a long discussion, but I'm about to go live.
He's playing with you.
Back the election, but I'm happy to have that conversation and invite you to Christ if you'd like to understand. Wassalamu alaikum, everyone in the chat. I'm going to go live and peace out. But so that's the true story of what happens. All these other tales.
Shalom.
All these tales. Everybody. Cheerio.
And there you have it. There you have it.
Yeah, he disappeared in a puff of smoke. Yeah. Well, I think Jupiter's in shock. I think we ought to actually get an ambulance around her. She's probably, she's probably passed out. Jupiter. No, she's gone away. I think she's. Dave Smith, Veli. Dave Smith is in chat. Veli.
No, I'm listening. I was listening to Dave on another stream. I'm not interested in listening to what I already know. It's Webfunk that didn't know, not me.
Oh, right. Veli, Dave Smith's in chat. He wants to come on. He wants to come on to this immensely powerful Speakers Corner related live stream, which is like at the throbbing center of political life in this country. Right? He obviously wants to make his mark and influence the millions, right? The masses, right?
That was so good, and that's why I say this is entertainment.
It's snake oil salesman.
It's beautiful.
I love the way that you
And-
two men are homophobic, homosexual at times, homoerotic.
What? Go on.
It's
There
all-
you go.
It's almost like Ralph comes on and grown men swoon. It's weird. I don't get it.
Who swooned? Did you swoon?
No, listen. I've got to admit that I just like talking.
Should I
to
be
the fella.
calling you Kenneth Williams rather than Sid James?
No. I mean, the thing is, I don't want to have long, slow showers with Ralph. But the thing is that I do actually like bandying words with him because he's an intelligent man, and I do like sort of.
It's amazing.
And
Amazing.
he's chatting shit, in my opinion, right? But I actually like talking. I actually like sort of talking to him because he'll throw up ideas and you can't possibly be saying that, and he'll defend it. Like he's just actually sort of saying that he called us chimps, which would infer that we're actually evolved from that evolution is a thing. Well, if you can't have
While
evolution
arguing-
and Christianity.
While arguing Christianity at the same time.
Yes, you can't. These two are oxymoronic. You can't have the two things at the same time.
You?
Really, there's people backstage. Sorry, what did you say, Jupiter?
I said, and that impresses you both.
But it's fun. It's part of the
This guy-
spice of
this guy's
life.
an
That's why
idiot.
we're here, isn't it? That's why we're
And
here.
you said, Dupes, you said he was intelligent.
He is intelligent. He's
No, he's
come.
not.
He's come on here and he's charmed you two into laughing.
He's harmed nobody over here, son.
Look, listen. I'm surprised at you, Jupiter. Look, you're a lady, and the thing is that surely you get what you want by your use of words. Women have a much bigger, greater, more powerful command of language than men, right? I think. I think that there's sort of studies to show that women use more words. They use words more often. They use a larger range of
Careful,
vocabulary of
Ned.
words.
Careful.
No, it's true. It's true. There's a lot of evidence to show that women sort of use language as a much more powerful tool than men do. So when you actually get an articulate, intelligent man that comes on, right, and comes onto the stream like this, and I am not saying that I want to sort of have long, slow showers with him. I don't fancy him that way, but I like sort of bandy. I like sort of sword fencing with him. You know what I mean? I like sword fencing with him. Hello?
Yeah, that's your prerogative.
Oh, come on, Jupiter, lighten up. Valley, there's people backstage. People want to come onto your really powerful and influential stream. Get your hand out of
Lady
the
D
toilet.
said, Lady D said you turned into a
Toilet
road man, Ned.
Start working those keys. No, I don't like using pork swords, Roadman Lottie. Go on then. Listen, Jupiter. Come on, rip me out. Tell me I'm stupid. Go on. It won't be the first time.
No, I'm good. I'll keep it to myself.
No. Come on.
If you two want to be mesmerized, that's up to you. I can't be mesmerized by a fool. So he might be very
Never, ever mesmerized by that idiot. I'm sorry. Ralph is the Catholic school version of somebody like Esau. Birds of a feather. There's
What?
no impression by what he does. Ned, are you impressed by what Ralph just did?
Well, I like that. I actually like the way that he just came onto here and sort of batted off everything that we've been saying, right? And everything that we've been talking about. Now, I don't agree with him. I think that he's chatting shit, right? But I like the fact that he actually came on and he just in a very sort of light, in a sort of banterish manner, just sort of just flicked us off as sort of annoying little sort of mayflies.
You've got to respect that.
I
You've
sort of
got to
rather
respect
like
it.
that. I sort of, I'd rather enjoy
There
it.
you
It's one of
go.
the reasons I come onto a stream like this, you know.
It was so funny. And he thought he was making points. Even though he was joking about it, he thought he was actually making serious points. And people follow him because of it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, you see, here's
Where's
another
Veli?
thing. Here's another thing. Here's another thing. You know, you've got somebody that's allegedly has gone to a very, very exclusive sort of school. He's gone to Dulwich College, allegedly, although Jupiter's friend Wendy would claim that he never went there.
Oh, he did. He did. I know he did.
Hi, Dave. I was just listening to you over on Jedi's, but I'll listen back to the rest of it in a minute. So, what actually occurred over there?
Yeah, nothing much, just the usual bollocks. Maku thinks Shakespeare's a film director, so I just left. Fucking retard.
You listen to Maku.
They waffle so much shit over there.
It is, yeah, it's a cult in it. It's a cult over there. It's just that.
Just nuts. Just crazy.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
As soon as someone says Shakespeare was a film director, it's like, okay, I have no purpose in talking to you anymore.
Did Maku say he was black?
I don't know. More likely, we didn't get that far. Just left.
Yeah.
Say what?
You can see why the viewing figures are dropping over there, though, can't you? Something's happened in the last couple of months that not just to do with me, like, but something's happened with the whole ethos and atmosphere over there, where I don't know. I think maybe it's turning into an echo chamber or willful ignorance, or I'm not sure what it is, but you can see why the viewers figures are dropping. It's like